Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hope we are well. Champion 3, Division 1. Ooh, into Champ 3. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? First of all, we're further than most people thought we were going to get, but I know that people who know, you guys know the truth. And I do want to thank everyone for messaging me regarding the Pacifist System. We have confirmed it is happening the 9th of November. We already have the minimum required numbers filled. If you want to join in on this, it's going to be pretty damn cool, I think. We've got some new stuff to show you guys. And yeah, I'm really excited. So here we go. Let's see. Here's the first goal in Champ 3. So again, throughout the series, I'm not allowed to shoot the score. But you'll see I'm allowed to do little things to outplay. Little simple things. I think anyone can do that in Champ 3 from what I've been told. But thankfully they actually hit me into the own goal in a way. So we're just going to stay close here. And we're just going to go for a 50. But we're not going to flip into it. And here again, just trying to redirect that in. Trying to be sneaky there. We've given ourselves enough boost to recover. And I always like to recover sort of towards the ball there. Because if my teammate's in net, I can go for the demo. If they push out, I can always rotate as I did. And if the opponent lands early, I can always take them up from behind. That was a difficult 50 to read. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I really appreciate the support. Ben and myself had a session the other day. And it's getting into the good stuff, baby. We're getting into the lateral sequencing, which is always my favorite stuff. You know, finally we get to do that. And it's all about building those fundamental habits, which he's getting down really well first. And now we are learning, and I'm showing him the true mechanics of this game. A lot of people will agree, you know, that there is mechanics in what we're doing right now. There is mechanics with the touching of the ball and so on and so forth. But how do you develop those? How do you develop your first touch? Well, we've got, of course, grounded, which helps with that. But we've also got some sneaky little things that I think are better than anything else. I'm not allowed to shoot that on target before people go, oh, you missed an open nut. I'm not allowed to shoot on target. So I purposely have to shoot off target. Or I have to use a single jump to get it on target. And there, on a counter, you want to go quick. Didn't have time to aim the shot with a single jump, so just decided to do it that way. We're going to move back towards the net. Just block it. And one thing you'll notice in the ranks is everyone's in a rush. And one of the big things in Champ 3 that I often see is people playing ahead of the ball, and they will leave you for dead, as we say. So oftentimes your teammate will just push forward, and I genuinely don't know what they're expecting, because you throw them a pass and they always miss. So I'm not sure what is to be expected in that positioning, but it seems like the higher the ranks, the more, up to a certain point, but just the more aggressive for the sake of being aggressive the players become. And yeah, they push up, and that first goal was purely because both players were in the same position. So I just outplayed one and you outplaying both. So here, we're going to take that 50. So this is actually, and again, I thought about putting that to net, so I'm not allowed to dodge. Someone asked me, how do you know when to go as first man? That was genuinely dangerous, okay? There was a 2v1. They didn't have full control of the ball. And when that happens, you can go in and challenge as long as it's from a fundamental goal side position, okay, with the side flip. If they had control, I wouldn't have risked it because it would have been a guaranteed goal. That's what people don't understand, and you'll understand this once you get to a certain level and you see how quick the outplays are. But you can't just, people keep saying, oh yeah, why didn't you just go out and challenge? It's a guaranteed goal if I do that. It's basically a guaranteed goal. So I have to wait in there to at least give myself a chance. And it's probably a guaranteed goal again because we've been left in a 2v1 because the teammate's overcommitting into miracle plays in the corner, for example, with no boost. You're not meant to win those situations. It's like, that's just how it is. It's good if you survive them, but you're not meant to. So just to clear that up, I don't think people realize how quick outplays are in certain ranks. We're just going to put that on target again. No dodges allowed. But the whole point of this series is a little challenge that, you know, we're not shooting on target. We're not trying to do any dodging on target. But everything has to be single jumps and just hook shots, basically. Yeah, well played by them. I was trying to get the bump there. He beat me. He beat me to the ball. Read it much quicker than I did there. Got a very good read. And I tried to just smack him off it, but it wasn't enough. Alright, let's see if we can bring this. Well, I was going to say bring it back. We can 2-2. Little fake jump there. Let him know I got it, just so we can make sure we're controlling these kickoffs a bit better. And we're just trying to outplay with a single jump and then boom, grab the boost. Now we're starving them down. This looks a bit over the top from the teammate. They almost pull it off. Why? Because no one's actually in net. Now, the good thing is no one was in there. If someone waited in there, that's probably a goal because there's an overcommit in the corner. And that's all you're trying to do at this rank is just force over. It's all you're trying to do at any rank, really. Just force overcommits in the corner and then counter. And if you think, wow, what if they don't overcommit? They always overcommit. That's a great save. They always overcommit. So, see that pass there where he just shoots it across the other side? I don't like those passes. That's why I don't bother waiting in the position for those passes. That's a goal because I made a mistake there. So the reason I don't like those passes is because it's so easy to intercept and you actually see that the opponents were there first. That's why we use pivots. That's why we use drag back passes. Because if they try and chase, then they're in no man's land. Lateral passes aren't very effective. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend them. Back passes are. This is a good lateral pass. Okay, yeah, nice. That makes sense. So that's a good lateral pass because we're in a 2v1. So that's not really like a lateral pass like he had a second ago because he was defending against a 2. When you're in a 2v1, you have to position aggressively there, okay? That's called filling the lane in basketball, and that's exactly what you do. Whenever you're on a counter in basketball, you fill the lane so that you can pass off to the side and get behind a player. It's exactly the same principle in Rocket League. Always fake. But yeah, when they're sort of sat there, if you do a direct lateral pass, it can be very awkward. But yeah, good vision for the teammate to actually go for that pass. I'm going to bump the opponent here. Just give my teammate as much of an open net as I can. They could have probably shot that, but they're going for a double. Again, and another thing you see at this rank is a lot of unnecessary stuff. A lot of unnecessary stuff. Trying to be Mr. Mechanics. Everyone tries it. Here we go again. A lot of mechanics. I'm not allowed to shoot. I was trying to side flip in that to actually lift it onto the backboard. But because it was 0 seconds left, I thought I'd try a miracle goal. Teammate gets the boost, so I'm going to look to just go for a bump. Absolutely completely messed up by me. This is terrible, but we get the boost out of it, which is important. And here we go. We're just going to shadow away. Shadow away. There's actually an open net there. They just missed the target. But the problem with this is we're just shooting again. It's all this boost usage, and it doesn't really gain anything. We want full map. You know, that sort of stuff. Hitting the ball away. We want full map control. So we control it, and then we can put it into space. So I'm not sure if I'm first or second here because I heard my teammate to my left. I'm going to grab this boost, and we're just going to fake away. You're probably thinking, what if that was on... Oh, dear. I was going to say on target. Then it would have been bad. But luckily, I could tell the players playing so quick, they don't have the ability to get around the ball. That comes from experience. I don't have any boost here. There's not much I can do. Thankfully, they hit it away. And one of the reasons we're struggling here is because we're constantly pushing into the plays. And because we're pushing in, we're not able to work as a team and build up together. So you see my teammates on 0, I've got boost. And it's going back and forth like that. We're not actually able to work as a team to move forward because, look, this sort of stuff. Because they're trying to force it out, we've now lost it. Now, really, he needs to let me get the ball. That's why I got it because I've got boost here, so I can actually create a play. I'm just going to hit that away because I remember they took that boost. But that's the thing, you know, I see so often in this rank, the player with 0 boost will stand the ball and then again, teammates got 0 boost. So what can we do now? We can't really do anything. We've got to try again. And that's the problem you've got, is that there's just a lot of... We're going to flick back to some of my teammate. Again, can't flick on target. But there is a lot of this and just going to hit that to the side as we go away to steal that boost. And there's your open net. Try and bump the second man. There we go. But you'll see it's a lot of displace. There's not much building up as a team. We want to make them separate and displace from each other, and then we attack together. The way everyone plays Rocket League now is as soon as the ball's near them, they're trying to go on an attack, even if their teammate's coming back. And they're essentially attacking 2 players as 1 player. Which is, it doesn't make sense really if you think about it. 1 man versus 2, or 1 whatever versus 2, right? It isn't going to be the odds on in your favour. We pull them into our area, separate them, okay? Divide and conquer. You've probably heard that before. Divide and conquer. We separate them, and then we pick them off. You're going into enemy territory alone. You're going to be picked off. If you're outnumbered, which you are, if you're just going to attack on your own, then it ain't going to be a good time. So yeah. And one thing you have to really do at this rank is boost starve everybody. Someone asked me in the comments last week, you take a lot of your teammates' boost. Is this intentional? Yes, it is. Because one thing you'll know is I'll just speed flip. I do apologise, guys. I don't know why I speed flip there. One thing you'll know in these ranks is with these players now, they can't do anything without boost. So you'll see I'm just literally grabbing boost. It's most of what I do in this rank is grab boost. I'm surprised I got killed there. Oh, I thought they were low. That is going to be awkward. But that's the thing. So we're just going to shoot that away. But not... I didn't want to score this, yeah. I remember, because I didn't want to score that. But that just shows you because they're wide. But, yeah. We are trying to take the boost to put everyone down to a low level. These players with boost can create. The other problem is if my teammate has boost, they're very likely to just fly in and miss the ball. So we try and be real careful with maintaining sort of a boost. I want people to have the boost I want them to have, if that makes sense, so I can control the map and control everything. And that's the way you do it. So we took that boost there, even though he's on the attack. He's low on boost here. Great save from the teammate. And we're just going to drive backwards here. We're low on boost, but luckily we get this boost here. Look at that 50. Fantastic. All because they're trying to push. Again, the ball, like, that's the thing. You could just drive backwards and create something like we just did. Because the ball is working with my momentum, we're going to try and look for a demo. Didn't get it. Oh. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that's not great for me. I'll look away, but yeah, he sort of, it was a good play. It was a good play. Just an awareness issue, that's all. We're going to flick the first, but I don't want to score. I just wanted to flick the first play again. I'm not allowed to dodge the score. But in that situation, I knew that if I flicked the first man after a soft touch, my the opponent would hit the ball to my teammate. So I thought I'd take it. So sometimes you have to know what players will do. And this is why I always say to people, like with the system, is we do things in stages. Because once you do things in stages, you'll start to create a database of what people do. And we always say build the database. But a lot of players, because they're always flying in, they don't get to build the database. With this clear here, it's a bit of a shame. Once the clear goes forward, you're screwed. Like here, if my teammate could have pushed that to the corner, we would have been fine. As soon as it goes forward, I have to go. Because that shot is genuinely dangerous. And if I'm in net with a central ball, because you shouldn't allow the opponents to take center. That's why we shouldn't clear centrally like that. Okay? Because saving a shot in the middle, and here we go again. This is in the middle. It's so hard to do. Because there's so many, like you see this, there's so many area. So much area you can place that ball. So we always try and funnel. And so yeah, when you do have that happen, again, you do have to go out for those because that is a guaranteed goal. So you just have to take it and hope that you either block it or it does enough to give your teammate time. And there we go, nice and central. Off the crossbar, and there we go. So again, we go into the central here. Teammates there. I was going to stay with that ball because I thought I was first man, but people rotate into things, which again, I'm not a massive fan of. We just rotate into things. I'd rather just have first down the ball and second sag off, and now it's second man. The problem is in solo queue is that your second man, well, your first man will often not create, and they'll just shoot the ball away, and then they're overcommit. And then what happens is you're in this hybrid position for the whole game. It's a very difficult situation to be. Because you need to create, you know, you have to create something if you want to win. But we've got a 3-2 lead here, so we don't need to be outrageous like this at the moment. We can just take it easy, we can chill. And we're central again. See, like, now we're in a 2-1, so I'm trying to be awkward in my movements here. And there we go. Can't shoot that on net. And now I should grab the boost. Start down the opponent. My backflip here because he's pushing. So, because the opponent's just pushing across the ground, this is why I always say match the height of the ball on the wall. You see, none of them have done that. There you go, look at that. Bunk. If you're not matching the height of the ball on the wall as the first man, it's so easy for these kind of plays because you're not in a good position. And when your teammate comes to go out of the play, that's why rotation doesn't work because he just smashes his team out of the way. You know, as one man there, I took out two because they were low on boost. That's why I stayed on the ball, because he was pushing on the ground. So it always comes back to the fundamentals. If you're on the ball as first man near a wall, unless you can see the opponent and you have control of it, you actually have the possession. Again, see that clear? He's clearing it forward. My teammate keeps clearing it forward. Becoming very tricky because you have to keep saving. He says sorry, but that's the problem. You have to keep making these saves, and they're very difficult because the center is getting breached. And this is fine because the center isn't breached, so this is absolutely fine. But now this isn't good. So I've got to try and, there we go. I've got to steer that guy with my presence towards the corner. I've got to make, see how again the clear goes to the center. I mean, luckily they don't hit it. But we've got to do everything we can to, if we're going to go center, we've got to get it past them, or we've got to just put it to the corner, to the wing. And again, the center has been breached, and you'll see this is making it very difficult for me here as second man. My teammate is just allowing everything through the center. And this is because they're being aggressive. We've got the win here. We have a 2-goal lead. We do not need to be diving in thinking we're, you know, the one and only. Because we're not. Okay, maybe we are. That's a great shot. You see what I'm saying, though? Don't just dive in. You got the win. You got the win. You're on a gravy train with biscuit wheels. Why are you trying to do more? It don't make sense. Just take the win and move on. Take the win and move on. Okay, perfect. We get a few bumps here. Again, the reason we dove for that isn't like a traditional dive. It's because we use it to get resources. And again, we're trying to move away from the play here so that we can keep this ball in the corner. See how we try and stop it to the corner, make them re-attack, and then boom, we keep the ball to the outside. Now I've got space. Now I could look for something. But again, see that side flip? I turn it so it side flips to the wall. They can't attack instantly then. That's the difference. You've really got to think about how can I help my team by not... See, again, clear directly to the middle. See, it's like directly to the middle. And again, we're in net trying to make these miracle saves. Luckily, we can. In a 2v1 situation because the clears constantly go into the middle. And this is a lot what you see on Champ 3 because everyone's trying to be on offense. It's all offense based. Offense, offense, offense. So is this going to be Div 2? Let's just have a look. I think it is. Yes, it is. Now, we're not going to stop there because it's only 2 games there. So we're going to carry on. And we'll do another game. Unless we lose and then we'll have to get back to Div 2. Champ 3, Div 2. But guys, notice it's just a lot of... Everyone's trying to get on offense. So they keep going onto the outside of the ball. On the outside of the ball is where you are statistically weakest. The outside of the ball is one of the few places you can score a goal. But if anyone 50s you from the inside, you'll be scored on most likely. It's a weird position to be in. That's why you only go to those positions, those outside positions where you look to bring the ball in once you have clearance. If you cannot get clearance, you have to take a 50, and that could either be like a fadeaway 50. It could be various 50s, but they have to be in an inside position generally. Okay, and if you cannot get an inside position, maybe you can't. You have to sort of flip into it and try and pinch it to the opposite corner. But it isn't great. Now I remember this player. Because this player almost put me in the hospital. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go in for a big fake here. And then we're going to try and... Yeah, that was bad for me. So this is terrible for me. This is exactly what I'm on about as well. But I thought my teammate was going to take this boost in the corner. And then they didn't. And then here, I was already too far forward because I thought the boost was going to be there. So I could have tapped it in. And then I ended up on the outside. And there it is. At 50, I was trying to redirect it harder. But nah, that's what I'm on about. So not great for me. Trying to block that. And you're always trying to land on your wheels, guys. You ain't got to do any hair rolls. You ain't got to do no nonsense, alright? Just put your wheels on the floor by just rotating your car. I use free air roll when I'm trying to put my wheels on the floor. Just free air roll. And this sort of stuff. See, what was the point of that? Okay, I had the ball in the corner. I had all this, look at that, how easy it is to get around them. And my teammate hits the ball away from me in the corner. And guess what he does? He passes it to the opponent, who then gets around him. So there, had the other player's second man... the opponent's second man, I should say, aggressed, we'd be screwed. And here we go. So I'm looking here. Again, I'm going to try and take a shot because I thought they were going to challenge, but also because they're on the outside wall. So I'm more likely to push that ball forward because they're on the outside wall, because they don't have a good position. But unfortunately, my teammate's also on the outside. So see how they're on the outside? They're never saving that. I saw the other day someone saying, yeah, it's better to funnel from outside to here. It's not. It's not. Like, statistically, it's not. You can do it. It works. I do it all the time. Loads of good players do it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a good player, but I mean, people who are really good outside shadow. But the majority of players, damn. A lot of players don't have the skills to understand how to outside shadow, so they end up just funneling the ball into the corner, into their own net. They don't funnel the ball into the opposite corner. With an inside shadow, you can force an easy funnel into the opposite corner if they try and go around you. It's a little bit harder on an outside shadow, but again, it's a great master all shadows. But I'm just saying, if you had to pick one to just fundamentally win games, the easy way, just funnel the ball to the corner. Like here, I'm on the opposite side here, so now I can attack this and notice where the ball goes, to the corner. And teammate's confusing me. So I'm getting really confused by this teammate because it's sort of my ball there, and then they cut in and I wanted to play. And again here, we're just going to have to head back. So, grab some pads. And there, always cut. Never rotate there. Never ever rotate there. So many times you'll see players will drive like that and then they'll rotate to back post. If you're first man, your priority is the front post. Now here you go. This guy's a perfect example of this teammate. Anytime I've got the ball and I'm trying to create, he's already separating himself from me. Because we're against the 2 players here. I don't want to do lateral passes. It's very easy to intercept. And again, look how he's pushing forward here. We're against the 2 players. Now, could I have passed that behind to him? Potentially. It's extremely risky. It's extremely risky. And if it goes wrong, he's going to be out of the play. He's not going to be able to get back. So a lot of players you see will fall. And again, look at that. 0 boost. Turns on the ball. I got 80 boost at the time where he decided to turn on the ball and hit that away from us. And again, if that's on target, that's a goal because the teammate's pushing out. They had 0 boost and they pushed out. And now what happens is we now have 0 boost. Because we can't get to our positions, which means we cannot take time. Because if we take time and the ball goes around us, it's a guaranteed goal. So I remember this game being very difficult. Good shot. Good shot. So again, can't shoot on target here. So we're just going to put it off the ceiling and look for a demo. But everything here is, I mean, the speed these players burn their boost is crazy. It is crazy. And this goes back to that whole thing of why I take everyone's boost. Because I just want everyone on 0. Teammates will hit the ball away from you a lot when you've got great position. So I like to, like he's put there in position. What does that mean? That's not a position. Where he is a terrible position. How's that? That doesn't make sense in position. I can't get a pass off to you there. Like, it's not the best play. And again, look, every time I go to play the ball, the teammate's directly like opposite, almost like a defender. And I can't put the ball through objects. You know, you can't do that, guys. So I can't pass the ball to him. So I don't understand this positioning. You see it a lot in Champ 3. That's the position you see a loads in Champ 3. Is this sort of just everyone's ahead of the play. Constantly trying to push forward. And it makes it hard to be in second man because what happens is as second man, you're constantly required to do like everything. Defensively again here. You constantly feel like you're required to do everything. Again, clear to the middle. But we're going to take a little hook shot there. He says okay. I mean, this guy's saying okay when he's got no control. And look at this. This outside shadow funnels it to the net. Luckily, I knew that was going to happen because I've not... It's funny, you know. Everyone shadows that way. And yeah, I'll tell you why they can't do it. Because no one shadows anymore. So when they finally have to do a bit of shadowing, it's awkward. And there you go. See how that 50 went into the middle? And ideally, we'd like it to go to the side. And again, just misses. They say okay and they can't hit a ball. This is Champ 3 for you. It's the weirdest thing, I gotta be honest. And again, because they came out and almost pinched, my job as the first man here is to put the ball low there. I'm gonna have to go because there's just nothing going on with this. I remember this game, shocking game to be honest. And every time I go for the ball, this guy just keeps getting involved. I just feel like, man, if I just had a shot, I'd probably, you know, be able to do something. And again, there, I mean, I put wow there or something. Yeah, oh my god. It just makes no sense, does it? We can take the middle and they're playing it to the outside. And look at this. This is Champ 3. And they can't dribble at Champ 3. Now, this is where people are telling you about mechanics. That, to me, is something very basic. You don't learn it in dribble maps. You learn it just by dribbling in free play or dribbling in the map and instantly flicking it. What I'm seeing here, and then, unfortunately, you ain't going to believe this, guys. We've got the same teammate again. Now, I'm not hating on this guy, but this is probably one of the most frustrating teammates I've had to play with in a while because the constant okay, like when they keep whiffing the ball, first of all, but they're constantly just pushing forward, not allowing us time on the ball. People don't realize how easy this rank is, and I remember this because I actually shoot here because I thought I'm not trusting this guy to actually be able to do anything, so I ended up just shooting there. That is the last time I shooted this episode. But that's how difficult this was becoming. I had to actually shoot from point blank range to score a goal in Champ 3 because, you know, it's like I always say, it's not so much the opponents. You know, I always say it doesn't get much harder because, you know, it's the same thing, Rocket League, isn't it? Everyone uses the same meta, so it's pretty easy. What becomes harder is the teammates really start to think more and more that they're zen or, I don't know, the awareness seems to drop. It's very strange. Again, clear that to the corner. Buy time. Wait for our teammate to come back. Again, Going to clear that because the teammate did push forward initially, and take our time here. Take our time. And there he goes again. I'm not even planning on passing that, and they're already starting to move to the side. They could just wait behind there. What you can do is, okay, we're in position. Again, look, it's so simple, the positioning. You just wait in net. And you can make save after save. We ended up going for that, and that's the difference. Now, guys, what position do I tell you to sit at? What position do I tell you to sit at? In the net, opposite side. Look where the ball goes. In the net, opposite side. He would have cleared it straight to net. He could have shot that on the opponent's net. But you've been lied to. You think you've got to push forward there. It's the most... It don't make no sense. Everyone does it, even pros. It makes no sense. It doesn't work. It does not work at the pro level. Players are getting scored on by that thing. I don't know why people are still doing it. Why is he there? I don't want to have a go at the guy, but I'm having a go at him, aren't I? Because the positioning is just... It makes no sense. Constantly pushing forward. Now, there would be a good time to push forward in a way, because we could get a pass, but I couldn't see him there. But yeah, you've got to understand, it's a good idea to push forward if you think you can get a pass, like when we spread the lane earlier. But if your teammate doesn't put that pass in, you just have to slow down and go back. You have to. But I remember that. Put it into the middle. I thought I'd try and pass it, and there we go. Nice attempt there, but then a little bit too aggressive. That's fine. And again, trying to just soak up these boosts. So now I'm in an outside shadow. Okay, so that's the thing. So I will absolutely mix them all up. And it's, what I said off the comment is, like, when you're grabbing boost, you'll often end up in outside shadow. So he's in position. So I've put a pass across. And that's why you don't pass to your teammates. You just don't pass to them. Because if you're in position, stop moving. He said he was in position and he kept moving it forward if you watch that back. So that's why you can't trust him. In position means you are in the position. You don't have to keep moving if you're in the position. I'll put the ball to you. But they keep moving and then the pass goes. So just don't bother passing. Just use, if you're going to pass, use pivots because you can't get them wrong. But actual pass, or like, 2v1 fin in the lane passing. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother. Would not even bother at this rank. And there we go. We get an opening here. We're going to smack off towards the teammate. He's actually on the opposite side of the play, so I remember taking a shot. Because I just wanted to get a win here and get out of this game, to be quite honest. But I thought my teammate would follow up down the middle there. Because I wanted to just quickly smack off towards them because I knew we had an open net. But there we go. We're looking for a double commit and we get it. Good follow from the teammate. That's the difference. Because the teammate's actually behind me this time, when we create something, they can move into it. That's the difference. If you keep pushing forward, statistically, it's the weakest position to be in. Go look at ball chasing statistics. The more time you have in front of the ball, relative to everyone else on the server, the more likely it is, not saying you will every time, but the more likely it is that you're going to lose. But this is much better now they're behind the ball. Maybe they've learned, wait behind the ball. Alright. Again, we're just forcing offense with 0 boost. We didn't need to do that. Gonna take this. We're just going to get going quite quick here, if I remember correctly. Yep. Maybe a hook. Hook shot. And again, how am I meant to pass this to this player? Look at the way my teammates pushing forward here. They cannot, if this doesn't go in, there's no chance they've got anything. You see what I mean? Like, if I hit that towards the middle, they're not there because they're already going for that boost. Just something to be considered. Here we go. Okay, so when you see stuff like that, just slice it to the side. You never want to try and like jab it over the top. This is actually an open net here, but I'm going to shoot it away because I couldn't double jump it in, I don't think. So, and I realised that this guy's gone AFK. Thank the Lord Almighty himself, because I don't think we would have had much of a chance here. And there we go. We got lucky. We got lucky that they rage quit before our guy did with his spamming and nonsense. But I tell you something, Champ 3 is going to be a mission. And I didn't realise it was going to be this difficult. With all the toxicity, people forfeiting, leaving games, and there's no fundamentals to be seen in sight, which is what I've been saying for a while. And this is why I say to people have a go at me saying, oh, it's a hot take to say that a low rank's considered anything under like Grand Champ 3 SSL. There's a good reason for that. Because there's no fundamentals. There are 0 fundamentals in these ranks. And just players just don't realise what happens if you play against the players with fundamentals, with the mechanics and the fundamentals. that I don't think people understand how fast goals can be scored. It's not their fault, because they're probably hard stuck champ 2, like the majority of the player base. And there's a very good reason for that, because everyone is playing this meta, and I'm putting it in quotations. Funny, this meta, you know what meta is? The most effective technique available, all right? The meta, the best way to play. I didn't see BDS playing like nutters. In fact, they were the slowest team in the whole of the RLCS, and yet they're the world champions. So why isn't the meta changing in these low ranks? Why is everyone still under the belief you've got to be the fastest player in the lobby? Yet we just saw the best player in the world, the greatest player of all time, was the slowest player on the slowest team on RLCS. And yet you're still convinced with your speedy meta, aren't you? You're still convinced with your air rolls. I'm telling you this every week, and you're not going to believe me. I know a lot of people don't believe me still. They see it, but they still don't believe me. That's the level of convincing. It's hard, you know. It's hard. What's that saying? There's a great saying, isn't there? I just can't remember. It's something like, it's easier to lie to people and convince them of something absolutely ridiculous than to convince them that they were lied to. Something along those lines. Because people just, they will be so adamant that playing fast and learning all these unnecessary mechanics are the way to go, when they're not. You don't need it, guys. Just central positioning, inside to outside. Play basic. If you got no boost, don't go for an aerial play or smash the ball to the opponent. And there we go. We got out there and back to Div 2. And if I didn't already have no hair on my head, I certainly would have lost it playing in Champ 2 and now Champ 3. Can I keep my beard hair to a Grand Champ? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to survive this run, guys. Do appreciate everyone for watching. Look after yourself and peace out. Peace, peace.